Allow me to tell you a quick story about the Agnea bug that was persisting in JP. When Agnea was first introduced, it was also the first time that they introduced a skill, an active skill that can raise an active buff cap. Passive buff cap is easy to understand because it's automatic and is already part of the passive. But this active cap, however, you have to use a skill to activate it. And so I tried to understand how the buff cap skill worked exactly, and I realized that it was apparently a bug. Testing many times it was inconsistent, and in the end it took like 2 or 3 months to fix the bug, but I was finally able to get the result. Although this inconsistent Agnea buff thing, I don't know if they're gonna carry it over to Ian or not, but regardless, if you are ever wondering why the bug cap is not working, then it's probably a result of that, but I think they already patched it, so it's good. Agnea is a dancer buffer who is also paired with Terminals, releasing as the 3rd anniversary unit for JP. However, for Ian, it doesn't seem like it's anything special. I guess it's a celebration of the release day of Celestia though, but it's not really that special other than that, so... So how Agnea works is that whenever she applies a buff to anyone, you also grant them 3 tons of passion. And the passion, or rather it's called enthusiasm in Ian, it enhance the skill that Agnea has. Mainly her 2 main damaging skill, a 3-hit win that can also inflict debuff depending on the number of passion, and a 4-hit win that is shield shaving at 8 hit when you have 7 passion allies with passion. This makes her a decent DPS option. Like, you will not use her as a main DPS, but on turn where she's already done buffing, you can use her as a shield shaver or just for some damage. She has many buffing skills. However, there's not enough slot to put them all in, so you have to pick which one. However, among them, there's like 15% attack up and 30% attack up, and then there's also like a magic version of it. I think this one's the best one. It's the front row 15% attack up that also raises physical damage up if there's enough passion. Mainly the reason why I picked this skill is because you want to find a way to apply passion to everyone, and there's a few ways to apply passion to fulfill her EX condition. The main way is to use the ultimate. However, ultimate is only 1-time use only, and unless you're getting ult, you're not getting that second use. And the other way is to use the front row buff twice, like switch allies out to get 7 people to get enough buff for it. However, the most convenient way is either using the ultimate or using the latent power to extend the front row buff to everyone buff, so you also grant everyone 7 passion at the same time, or 8 passion in this case. If you can maintain 7 passion, not only your buffing is doing a lot more buffing, your other skill also deal more damage and more utility, and Agnea also gain SP and boost point regen. Her EX skill requires you to have 4 allies with passion, so you cannot use this turn 1, you have to like buff once first before using this. And this is also another way to grant 7 passion to all allies. So, explanation of how active buff cap work. It raises the buff cap from 30 to 50. So, if you are... So for example, let's just say 2 allies casting buffing on the character. One give 20% front row attack up, the other one give 15% front row attack up. Before using Agnea EX skill, the skill would only cap at 30%. However, if you use Agnea EX skill, then even though the buff will already apply beforehand, the cap will go from... the buff on the teammate will go from 30% to 35%. And what I mean by that is that it count... the game remember your buff percentage count even without the whole buff cap up thing. So you don't have to worry about I have to cast the EX skill first, and then I can cast the buff so that the buff percent won't go to waste. The game remember the buff percentage, it will just cap at 30. So even if you give a character like 60% attack up, it's still gonna be capped at 30%, and when you use Agnea EX skill, it will raise that cap to 50%. I already talked about both of the passive, so now it's about the ultimate. I wonder why it's not 15% all allies attack up. Like, it doesn't make sense why the percentage is that low, because Lynette and Primrose, they're already giving 20% ultimate to the front row and all, and I think that even though power creep is fine, I think like 20% attacker to everyone isn't that bad of a power creep, and 10% to everyone is not a lot of damage buff, So you only use this ultimate. The ultimate main purpose is to use this to gain 7 passion for all your allies for you to activate your skill easier. So let me explain Agnea. Before the whole Kaine and Potis arrival, she was actually a good Generalist buffer. She wasn't competing much with the other focusing buffer like Barcelo or Richard at the time, but she was still a good buffer for everyone though. However, her main gimmick, which is like to raise active cap, get irrelevant really quickly. Reason is, most of the strong character, Kaine Potis, already has a 50% active cap built in on them. So you kind of remove that part from Agnea, then she's just a normal buffer. Not to mention later on Tiziano arrival and how he can buff easily and give guaranteed critical on top of that, along with other utility. Tiziano overall is just like a better buffer generally than Agnea is, so overall her job as a buffer is kind of just like not relevant anymore in JP. So yes, even though she's good with this whole when attack the debuff, a lot of buffing, and also like SP and self boost point region, everything will go to be power creep because kinda Tiziano in the future. So you don't mind that and pull for her because she is good for a while. If you do mind it however though, then I guess you pull for her, you like her. But to be honest though, both Terminals and Agnea are not super duper powerful units, so it's fine if you want to skip them. When I say for strong unit from Octopath, Celestia, Hasti and Hikari would be the one you would save for, or Asphalt even.